Working on precise intelligence, the Burkina-Mali Armed Forces, the Rapid Intervention Brigade, 11th Battalion, were able to encircle some jihadists in the region of Kupelogo. They did not only encircle the jihadists, they were able to capture a lot of loot. And in advance, they were able to neutralize 2 jihadists. And on the line of contact, they were able to neutralize 12 other jihadists. Their rifles were recovered, the RPG weapon, the RPG charges, and every other thing, including some passports, were captured from these jihadists. The demilitarization of the foreign mercenaries in Burkina Faso continues, ladies and gentlemen. The Malian farmer has been able to completely restore normalcy in Luluni, ladies and gentlemen, in what many see as a show of military might and force. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the receipt. Watch this video.
Malian asi peplu au be foleno ne to tigara yagni ku faladi a blanta bla o ya Malian ko ede ame mardi la le 18 novembre 2025 terroristu bora kan video bla 600 ko lube loloni ne yelela di funa ya sorola o lahara loloni sino Mali loloni konte na o dale no ba sinji flala ayene jabi odongo ni yora kele mi flani ay video do ken yora la ka o jolen fle loloni dugu kono nyen kali ala la o de ga boni fembe ni arme ka kuma nya haram ay la mere Malian ni video kera ama kile worona ne labi utara loloni dugu konala uma erkele soro loloni aw era nyeba la mo shite bolon kono utara bi ma o bolo la fon kan ali minute bisaba dafale uma ke loloni u boli to de flani ka bol loloni fala kono na fe parce que ba do ga fo ko arme be sira la kana tout d'abord ka fo ye Mali kene ka bon surasu ka bazite loloni surasu ka bazi be sigaso de kancheba e sigaso ni loloni nyonche kilomètre bidru de do o yoro façon de kadu ye kene ka bon surasu ka bazi anu daga yoro ni localité munu ka jan u be boli ka tu ka ko kene ka soro ku yera nyini jona ali marfatigi bisaba be se ka ta dugu kama ne sorasite sino mime aw bulo no no na be civilu bulo abe songa o jonya aw te face à face feo bajangara ka yo exemple yirana ya so fara encore ya no lu yirana ya abe songa se ya o donc maintenant 600 pour ka loloni na fe kene kola ni ko jaba kene loloni do tomati kene loloni do loloni joro ka bon ko jugu Mali kola loloni ka uma songa kola boronu yedi barsa siterni feon fe meteme a bebe teme loloni sirare fe kono do ko dugu ka wuli ka boy olu yere te se ka sigi dugu min kono o de kabako e parce que o ba donc a fo sans permis jigi nanyo kuma tengu la kolu ka objectif te ko ka sigi dugu kono jakuma ta shaka fugar de ala ko nyine nkindala dugu kuma be fo kungo de kono a nyibi jokene kane ne ya mine yante Mali ta yala tuguni o de cheyai comme ça na fo région be cercle do bawbulo na Mali ka fo bela jele nyana Mali armée be loloni binia kle durudi kelema ke loloni dugu konala armée donna no sans résistance chemi kumbo musomi kumbo kele kera yani be se loloni madi donyana ale ni tabakoro wa sanfe kele de boyana we munge utara minne da sirala malheureusement anga mobile flyer la mine kan mogomasa blessé léger saba wa oma convoi la jo avion e bunteli ke shumi bora nunu na kunu haka retala ku godo dobola kata village do la ka tu nyagami mogo tula armée taru kama foi do nyeshi Côte d'Ivoire frontière ma yolu fune gain sentre aleni ko laban awre ne be sirala mobile balaka boli to mi uja alors ame yoro mine ko 600 lolonina lamini chetsegi kumba en fetuguni nemi madala korobo surasu bete mina ube kele bolokan surasu ka bazite ne ngamba do armée bina fere betike pour que force ka tu nola chema che bolo de ibi disi wa civil bolo langolo ne nyakoro goshili min dara nununga u seno avion seno ku bunte sans relâche la ka toteo force me kene kan biu kama ubolu don ngodo ko njante mene unolu karla nona o labana mina nga jango laje.
So the JNI can continue to say that they were tired of staying in the city of Luluni. That was why they ran out of Luluni through a path that was not conventional. But ladies and gentlemen, as you all can see, this was the reason why they left Luluni. So the farmers of Mali continue to prove that they got enough to be able to contain and eliminate the threat from this mercenaries of these foreign elements. So again, in the district of Jene, the farmers actually neutralized several armed mercenaries, and as we speak, they've been able to restore calm and normalcy in this region. Ladies and gentlemen, the Malian correspondent got the receipts. Let's watch this video.
Yes, according to our farmer, the armed forces neutralized several terrorists this Sunday in the Jene district. The account of the operation is with Abdoulaye Sarko.
Today, November 16th, 2025, around noon, the tracking of a vehicle carrying armed fighters from a terrorist group led to the neutralization of several terrorists 20 kilometers west of Jene.
The General Staff of the Armed Forces reassures the public of the farmers' determination to secure people and property throughout the entire national territory.
You can see that the environment of Mali is not safe for these jihadists. That we can guarantee. You know, those people are walking under the shadows, but still, the Malian drones, the Malian military continue to find them and neutralize them. It's not an easy work. It's not easy anywhere. Let nobody deceive you. Even in Europe, it's not easy. But let us get something very, very clear right now. The Malian armed forces are showing that they can contain the situation. They can handle business. So, I mean, the best we can just do is to bring the information out there, support the best way we can, and that is it. So everybody can see the evidences for themselves. The Malians are actually doing more than enough. So if the African Union feels like they want to play a role, I think they can play the role the right way. But that must have been after they must have consulted the Malian authorities. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? And drop your opinion in the comment section below. The FLA has finally come out through their representative, Bila A.G. Asharif. They have actually admitted that the Malian armed forces, the farmer, have been able to drive them out of Kidal completely. But what they said was that you drove us out of Kidal, but you have not been able to drive us out of Mali.
les engagements وين نتكل سنتين ظهرنا يا وينن السرياليزاسيون انجاجما ونتكل سسوغ النازوا ديال سنكسي خنجانا هكا زوادنا هذا وركلات نزقدا نزقر كيدا التيد كسان روسيا ودا مالي لارمي ترزن 2007 ترزن 2012 ترزن 2014 هرتوني ويتن ساتكر اسقدرن ترنا لي زيكستريير وين لي زيترانجير يا سن كسنات كون هذا الازواديين مي جو بانس دغ الوقت وين دغيمان انت رك فن بريتيك استمدان انت رجن ادك فن دليل مدان تجوهي تمداد اسنتنيض يزون يعني ورجن كواليفي يا هذا الرازوال.
Now, what we are seeing in several videos is the enemy sources actually bring informations like Tuareg, JNIM fighter. We've never heard anything like that before. We only used to hear Tuareg FLA, but it seems as if the Malians have completely destroyed anything called the FLA. But they continue to do that. Even today, we actually received a clear video from one of our channels where the Malian armed forces actually hit some FLA location with drones, you know, offensive drone capability. And at the end of the day, some of these FLA fighters were neutralized in that operation. You can actually spot that on Telegram. And not many people actually carry this information, but were able to stumble across it. So you can see that now that they're making this video. So the thing is, the people that are supporting them, the people that are enabling them to destabilize Mali, I think it is high time for these people that are enabling this agent of destabilization, and also it's time for the FLA people to sit down. I mean, if you're a Tuareg and you want to be a part of Mali, I think it's time for you to sit down and ask yourself, what do you stand to gain? And what does the people that are encouraging you to bring about discord, What are they trying to gain? I think it is high time those people needs to sit down and ask, to what interests, to whose interests, and at the end of everything, what do I stand to gain? And one more big question: would you be able to see that finish line that you are looking for? Because no one is calling for trouble. You called for it. Now you are getting the work. So, I mean, it is just what it is, you know. But fortunately, we still have Tuareg people in Mali that are actually doing great things. But again, you have bad people. And I think these things exist in every society. So it is what it is. Mali remains one country. It remains a very strong nation. And they continue to fight, even against the obvious confrontation from their former colonial affiliates. I don't even see them as, this language of colonial masters should be eradicated right now. I see them as a colonial affiliate. But now that Mali has said nothing like that exists anymore, I think it is best for France to respect that interest once and for all and stop waging this war of aggression, in my own opinion. So I was looking at something, right? That how about building a border wall? I was just thinking, would it make sense if Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso kind of build a border wall? Because, you know, with the way these jihadists are drifting in from one territory to another, I just think this might be a good option. And when I'm talking about border wall, I'm talking about this particular border wall right here. You know, they can use mechanized tools to actually do it. And I think, you know, with this, containing the jihadists could be very, very easy. But I don't know what you think. You know, you can drop your opinion in the comment section below on what you think. In another part, you know, Nathalie Yamb, the minister of the AES, actually said something about Senegal, the political situation in Senegal. And at the end of the video, she said something about France, you know, and I want you all to listen to what Nathalie Yamb actually said.
Of course, there will be pitfalls. I've already told you, the France-Afrique house is built on 4 pillars. Senegal is the administrative and intellectual pillar. Ivory Coast and Gabon are the economic pillars, one in West Africa, the other in Central Africa. And Chad is the military pillar of the system. With the arrival of the PASTEF project at its head, it's as if we've started to attack some of the cornerstone stones of the Senegal pillar. We haven't brought out the demolition equipment or the dynamite yet, but even the blows from sledgehammers and chisels are weakening the structure. The speeches have been made and commitments have been taken by Ousmane Sonko. But today it is Bassirou Diomaye Diatta Faye who has been elected. Sonko is like a book that has left its mark. Bassirou is a blank page that is about to be filled. The exercise of power brings out people's true character. And even with the best intentions, it puts even the strongest friendships to the test. History is full of examples. I don't know what motivated Sonko to choose Bassirou as a substitute candidate. But what I do know is that presidential power in a presidentialist system is an armchair, not a sofa. It's a seat. 1, not 2, not 3, not 6. And what Westerners do best, aside from financing terrorism, is dividing Africans. It's in their DNA. It's their trademark. They will work to loosen the bond between Sonko and Diomaye. Another pitfall is the non-negotiable demand for indiscipline.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I think she actually said the truth. You know, it's not about Senegal. It's not about who Bassirou is or who Sonko is. I think at the end of the day, it's about the people they are still affiliated to. But at the end of the day, it's still down to the decision of the Senegalese. Do they want to continue being covert, colony, or do they really, really want freedom? I think this is a very, very big decision, which everybody needs to think properly about before making it. Because when you determine that you want to be free, you want to have your full sovereignty, it will come at a price. So it's a question of, are you ready for that price when time comes? We've now discovered that, the French mainstream media, they are fond of now inviting known jihadists to their platform and seeking for their opinion. And in the latest episode of What Is Said, they are trying to create an opposition inside Mali. In fact, they no longer call the JNIM jihadists or terrorists anymore. They are now calling them Islamic soldiers. Okay? They are talking about the fact that they need political influence. They need a sort of political alliance to be able to create division in Mali. I want you to listen to this particular episode and kindly give us your opinion on what you think about it at the end of it all.
The crisis we are waiting for is not just a phrase being repeated, but a real and growing concern that many people are starting to notice and talk about. That's what is being said in conversations and discussions everywhere. Dialogue in these uncertain times can truly be the key. It can be the way out of the crisis we are waiting for, helping us to find understanding, build connections, and work together towards solutions. As for us, as for which Mali up there in Ouladier, well, when it comes to the topic of joint governance, what they said to me, what was told to me, how should I put it? I wouldn't exactly call them formal negotiations, but rather the contacts and communications that were made with opposition figures, whether they were local,
still in Mali or in exile, first of all, and second, whether they are Islamists or not. That's what's important. They know they can't enter Bamako, black flag flying, etc., and that by the way, even if they manage to do so, it will trigger a backlash and the junta will have regional support, etc. But if they manage to capitalize on the growing and accumulating discontent among the opposition against the junta, then they could achieve something that is entirely feasible in terms of Islamic governance if it remains in line with what they are already doing in the territory. Because in Bamako, there are a lot of enemies between the opposition members in prison, the exiles, the journalists, the associates. There's no one left. So in a way, Bamako is actually creating the conditions in which JNIM could manage to form this coalition. And why do I say that? Because JNIM is the military actor, but on its own, it can't do it. It needs political actors. And even, paradoxically, if it ever happens, in a way...
And the last episode of today, Captain Ibrahim Traore actually said a lot about development in Burkina Faso. And the things he said were actually beautiful. He said it all. And I would like you to listen to what Captain Ibrahim Traore said.
Good morning, comrades, and thank you all for being here this morning for the launch of Digital Week. Thank you as well to our guest of honor, Ghana. Thanks to our brother countries, Mali and Niger, who are also here to support us in this revolution of artificial intelligence, which today is taking over the world. I would be remiss if I did not. To begin speaking is to give thanks to God and also to pay a heartfelt tribute to our brave fighting forces on the ground who have been doing extraordinary work these past few weeks. I say this because I have felt a sense of pride in recent weeks while the enemy believes they are making us yield. It is at this very moment that the morale of our men bounces back. They have been doing exceptional work these past few weeks. I want to pay tribute to them, to congratulate them. I would like to ask everyone present to please take a solemn minute of silence to pray for the souls of all those who have lost their lives in this fight. Thank you. 20th anniversary of Digital Week. It has been decades, if I may say so, that we have been celebrating this Digital Week. But I think this 20th anniversary should also be an opportunity to pause and take stock of the situation, to see where we stand so that we can look ahead to the future. Burkina Faso has come a long way in the digital field, and I can say that we still have a long way to go. A lot has been done over the past 2 years, but we want to launch ourselves to reach a certain level, one that would allow us to say that in 5 years we have made good progress. In less than 100 years. Madam Minister has made a commitment, along with her entire team, to implement this program, and rest assured that we are here to support you whenever you need, so that this revolution will be a success. Burkina Faso needs this digital revolution, which must allow us to reach a higher level of development in the rapidly changing global sphere. Today, whether we like it or not, no field can move forward without digital technology. It's practically impossible. We just spoke about administrative red tape, hassles, and everything that comes with it. We are victims. All the people, all segments of our population are often victims of certain delays at the administrative level, but with digitalization, technology can allow us to make significant progress, to offer fast services, and therefore at lower cost, and to achieve economies of scale in these services so that we can move forward in our administration. Whether it's in the field of health, education, security, or defense, all sectors today need digital technology in order to move forward. So we are talking about countries that today are trying to fight a phenomenon that is plaguing the whole of Africa. I wouldn't just say Burkina Faso, but the entire continent: corruption. We cannot fight against corruption without integrating the digital component. If we truly want to fight against corruption, we will have to agree to digitize many procedures, to embrace digital technology in everything we do within the administration. It is the only way to be able to fight against corruption, and our country needs it. Our country desperately needs it, especially since we are still putting a lot of effort into digitizing many sectors, which will allow us to make significant progress in the fight against corruption. So I encourage you to continue in this direction, to integrate and bring together all the ministries on the various platforms you are developing so that this fight against corruption can be seen a major breakthrough in the next 2 to 3 years. If we also want to have truly effective and reliable security tools, we really have no choice but to thoughtfully integrate advanced artificial intelligence. I believe this is also a valuable opportunity to inform and inspire many young people about what the wise and responsible use of artificial intelligence is, and to give them clear, concrete examples in the important fields of security and defense. Let me give you a specific example. The analysis of certain data necessarily requires artificial intelligence in order to be very fast and highly specific. So today, demographics and all the data collected by, so to speak, security sensors need to be analyzed quickly and concisely in order to provide conclusions that allow the various forces to act in time and anticipate anything that could affect the security of our country. Today, in terms of defense, who wouldn't be pleased to be able, from their position, to perhaps have images and coordinate regarding a particular situation, transmit information to a unit, and have all the teams participate in this fight with us? Because Burkina Faso just yesterday was still importing basic applications into our administration. We cannot speak of independence and sovereignty. Whenever we need a simple application to facilitate a service, we have to go and buy it from those who are fighting against us. Our data and all our actions, all our movements are therefore known and tracked by everyone. Today we are developing many applications in many ministries so that we can move very quickly. Just taking the Ministry of Justice as an example, before you had to leave. In the past, people had to travel from very far away in their village, often making long journeys, just to obtain a nationality certificate. Today, through the baccalaureate and Burkina Faso's digital package, when a citizen needs a service, they can go to these citizen centers and easily access those important services. So we have not forgotten anyone. Everyone will be served, and we can all be together on the same boat with no one left behind. This is to say that there are major projects underway through the ministry. Today, we are recruiting 10 to 20 times more engineers in the digital sector so that we can move quickly and make up for the delay we've experienced since our independence. On top of all that, training is essential. We are focusing on the various schools that train engineers so that we have the necessary talent. And this is where I call on the youth. Now is the time for you to prove that what others say about us black people is false. Prove that it's all untrue. We have intelligence, we have brains capable of designing well, and of designing things that are useful for our people. And so I encourage all young people who will be enrolled in these various schools, who are pursuing knowledge in engineering, to continue conducting the necessary research and to develop all the IT tools our country needs, from farmers to the administration, in order to give a boost to the development efforts we are undertaking. In just a few short weeks from now, God willing, we will officially launch the construction of another Polytechnic Academy, which will include this important component of digital training, and well-qualified engineers who are fully prepared should graduate from these universities in a few years and be able to provide valuable service to the region. Although we are talking about the benefits of artificial intelligence, and as the young slam poet said, I urge you to also start raising awareness among young people about the dangers of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a tool that should help us move forward, but not a tool that should mislead the youth. It must be used wisely, and that is a very important aspect. And I think that through awareness raising, you can do a lot among young people to also show the harmful effects of artificial intelligence. We are not saying to use it for other purposes. Many people today are already using it to scam individuals, to pretend to be someone else for disinformation and so on. These practices must stop, but it is also through awareness raising that we will be able to achieve this. I am counting on the youth that they will be able to make the best use of artificial intelligence to work for the benefit of the nation. And whatever people may say, it's a field where startups are springing up everywhere. This should also send the message to others that this is a field where people can make a living. There you have it. It's very important. Young people need to understand that creating startups, creating small businesses in the digital sector to help and make citizens' lives easier also allows you to live with dignity in Burkina Faso. I urge everyone to embrace the digital sector. I encourage you, the ministry, to launch all the major projects and our 12-point program, the 12 commitments you have made for 2030, so that we can achieve our goals well before 2030. I hope that this is truly possible. I invite everyone, all ministerial departments, to join forces, to make things easier for those who are supposed to support you in this digital development through artificial intelligence and thus promote the development of our beloved homeland. Thank you all very much. I wish you a very successful digital week.
So if you like the video, kindly hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you, and God bless you.